What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Just wanted to remind you, first of all, don't forget to catch a new episode of the Squad Pod tonight, live at 8, where they're going to be talking about all the madness that happened in the Elimination Chamber with John Cena turning heel. Quite the scandal. Also, NFL drafts talk, Browns talk. You know what season it is. It's silly season. Thank you guys, as usual, for all your support and kind words. I know I do overshare. I have found that, putting myself out there and getting your advice and your encouragement has really helped me. Sometimes you don't think that, saying something nice to a stranger could have an impact, and it truly does. As you know, one of my favorite things about social media is talking to you guys and having conversations, even when they're hard. And this morning, when I was going through my mentions, I seen a question that said, why did it take so long for people to catch up to not liking Deshaun Watson? So I've always been completely honest on my feelings, even if it's not right. It's what I feel at the time. And at the time when the Deshaun Watson trade went down, we were at a point where the Browns were coming off the high of Baker Mayfield. We made it to the playoffs. It was like the first time for most of Browns fans felt we had a chance, to make it somewhere. Then with the OBJ and Baker Mayfield drama, the locker room was divided. Baker Mayfield was playing injured. And I'm going to be honest, I've always been a huge fan of Baker Mayfield since, he got drafted. But at that point, I was skeptic on whether or not he was good enough to take us to where we had to be. Because back again, hindsight is 2020. So when the trade happened, I wasn't necessarily against it because I thought it was wrong because Baker Mayfield was better. Because at this point, the history would say that Deshaun Watson was the better quarterback. Issue would be the sexual assault. I'm on the side of always believing women. I probably would have been appalled had another team traded for Deshaun Watson because of his history. Why I wasn't so much for with the Browns is because it was the Browns. I was being biased. Honestly, I really didn't know much of Deshaun Watson and the allegations before he was coming to the Browns. I gave him the innocent until proven guilty sense of mind. So when the trade happened, why wasn't I so mad? Or so disgusted? Because A, I didn't know at that time if Baker Mayfield was the better quarterback. Because, like I said, Deshaun Watson had a better track record. B, I wasn't completely buying into him as a sexual predator. Whether or not that was right, that's in my mind where I was. After he went through the legal process and they decided that Deshaun Watson can play in the NFL, then I decided to take politics out of sports, put my trust in Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. And I thought they believe that he is the right choice. They obviously know better than I do. They know the ins and outs of the locker rooms. Nobody knows more than the people on the inside what's going on. Then I thought, well, let's give this a try. Now that looking back, I see that I should have handled myself differently. I was doing a lot in my head of justifying there's so many other teams that have people that have been convicted of crimes on their team. It was a combination of everything. So, and like I said, hindsight's 2020. What we've seen and what time has proven that it was an awful trade. And it was so bad. When the Deshaun Watson trade happened, for those people that were completely done, I'm going to believe that it was because of the sexual assault. Because I really don't feel that many people at that point could have been so sure that Baker Mayfield was the better quarterback if we're talking about just from the sports side and not the personal side. I mean, if you did, there's exceptions to every rule, like I always say, but there's your answer. Imagine if I would have typed that. That would have been so long. That's why I decided to do a video, because I was going to type it, because you guys know I like to type. That's the story. That's the truth. Thank you for the question, and it's a fair question. I'm so sad about what's happening right now. maybe losing Nick Chubb, losing Myles Garrett. I mean, sad times. Anyways, all right, have a great day. Go Browns. Psych.